Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to say hello and catch up. It's been a long 2 weeks for me. Now I have Princeton who's waking up in the middle of the night, and I have to redirect him to bed. Yesterday it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and he came down as well. I caught him going up this. I was going up and he was coming down. I was putting away clothes and I was like, "What are you doing? It's time for bed. You need to go to bed." He's like, "Mom, I can't sleep." I told him, "Baby, you need to go to sleep. Tomorrow's Friday. You need all the sleep you can get for school." He went back to sleep, but then Kingston woke up around 4 o'clock in the morning. Lately, I haven't been sleeping at all at night. I don't sleep at night as I was, but now what I'm doing is I just stay up at night. I am either praying, reading the Bible, or just writing. I like to write, or just meditating. Um, but that's putting away clothes, cleaning up, doing just random things. Um, and during the day, I try to take a nap or rest, to say it that way. But even then, sometimes it's impossible with appointments and just doing things that I have to do during the day. I wanted to just comment on Adelie's therapist gave me this brush, and it's for her to put in her skin. It's called brushing. Adelise is sensitive to certain clothes, but she's also a sensory seeker. This is why she's running around, jumping, always on the go. She loves to like throw herself out of things and climb and just certain things that I didn't pay mind to it. Um, Let me see. I got my GED and she was 2 hours and a half and like pre-K 3 while I was trying to get go to school, and I remember dropping her off and she was screaming on top of her lungs. It broke my heart. But that's why I went to school, came straight back and got her even before time to let out. I think 12:30 or 12:15 was time to let out. I was already there by 11:45. Um, I'm just trying to like replay certain situations in my head when she was younger. Um, she was always like a little picky eater. She didn't like certain clothes. That was always an issue. But I'm like, she'll get over it. The doctor told me she'll get over it. But now as she got older, the anxiety of her wearing things that she don't want, she goes into just completely crying, a meltdown. She shuts down, but she's just crying, 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 crying. Sometimes if things overwhelm her, she goes into crying. If she feels pressured, she starts crying. When she's tired, oh my god, when she comes home from school, she's a mess sometimes. I try to have her take a nap, but she won't take a nap right away because she comes home from school. She has like 3 hours in between from school before we go to church, and I try to have her take a nap and she don't go to sleep, but she usually falls asleep at church. But I know it's real hard for her, so she recommended the therapist on Monday the brushing. Let me see if I can place my phone somewhere. Excuse me. Okay, right there. Let me see. So basically, what it is this brush. Can you see? And I have to go like this. It's not my best. Let me see. Switch the camera, maybe. Wow. Hopefully you guys can see because I can't see. You guys can see. So what this is that I need to grab the brush and do this. Now there's a certain protocol that you have to go by, which the therapist showed me. and it's how many was it? 5 to 10 brushes on each arm, leg, back, hands, and feet for Adelise. And then joint compressions. So wherever the joints are together, I will go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So I've been doing that for her since I would say Tuesday, right? Today's Friday. Since Tuesday. Monday night was our first night doing it because she goes to therapy at 5. So when I came home, I tried it on her. And at first she was a little iffy, but when I did try it on her, when we came home, oh my goodness, 30 minutes later she fell asleep. Now, mind you, she is tired and all that, but I do feel like it calmed her down enough for her to fall asleep. It's been real good for the last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the last 4 days. She's the one who tells me, "Ma, come on, so you could brush. Remember, it's after school and before I go to sleep." And she'll tell me in the morning. And before school, Tuesday I didn't get to do it in the morning. Yesterday and today, no, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The last 3 days were the first time that I was able to do it in the morning. And I have seen her to be a little more relaxed in the morning where she's not running around, bothering her brothers, and just all over the place. My mornings are a little hectic between Kingston having to be up and ready on the bus by 7:30, and then usually Adelise is up, and then I have to drag Princeton out of bed. I have to usually drag Princeton out of bed. But then once Princeton and Adelise are up, them two are just they have the exact same energy. They're just as energetic. Um and they love to drive each other crazy. But the last few days I have been able to see Adelise a little more calmer. Even though today after brushing, she was supposed to put on stockings. No, stockings. Yes, stockings are the ones with the feet, like it covers your whole feet, and then there's the leggings, which have the hole in the bottom. Now we wear skirts, so I have been able to do the stockings for church and leggings for school. But it's kind of cold outside, so I want to, bundle her up. And today I was like, Adelise, come on, so you could wear these, the stockings. I'm trying to think, stockings and leggings. And she had a fit. She did not want to wear the stockings. And I was like, Adelise, look, just wear them. And that was right after brushing, which I was surprised because I thought maybe after brushing she'll be all desensitized and stuff and she'll wear them, but she didn't. So she ended up getting her leggings and she had her outfit all ready to go, but she ended up changing her leggings and her skirt and her undergarment twice. But one thing I will say is that she did not have a she did not cry through it. Usually she's crying, 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 and I gotta figure out, well, you want to change to this or you want to change to that, and she's crying, 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 or I have to let her cry to then figure out what's wrong. But she actually asked me, "Mom, can I change?" And she went and got what she needed to change into until she felt comfortable. But I cannot with none of my kids just be like, okay, come on, let's go. It does take time with all three of them because Kingston's the same way. Kingston would rather go to school in his joggers. Once in a while, I'll throw some jeans in there. Um, Princeton is the same way. Oh my goodness. He'll wear his jeans, but he'd rather wear his joggers because he's um, athletic. So he feels like he's more comfortable in his joggers or in his compression pants, they're called. Um, so yeah. But today I was a little surprised after doing the brushing and the joint compressions that she actually wanted to change twice. But I'm hoping this works, and it's just one step at a time. Sometimes everything bothers her, from noises, from being tired, from just wanting to come home and take off all her clothes. And I had to tell her, you can't. She has brothers. Kingston already, in his room, he's in his shirt and underwear, but as soon as he come out the door, he knows he has to put on pants. So it's just one thing at a time. And I'm a little concerned with Prince because now he's up too for the last 2 weeks, which I want to talk to his doctor about that and see what they recommend. I don't know if it's a medication thing. Maybe his anxiety is kicking in hardcore at night. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm pretty excited though for spring because they got activities. Prince and Annalise are gonna be in soccer, so I know they need it. Oh my goodness, these two. If you see these two, it's like having two flashes in your house because they're like all over the place. Princeton is easily distracted, but Adelise is the one who's like constantly going, constantly going, constantly going. Because Princeton does take medication, so once in a while, it's smoothed out. But Adelise is like until she finally goes to sleep. So one day at a time with this. I'm praying that God just give me the wisdom because I want to help all three of them. All three of them got different needs. All three of them have their own personality. All three of them need their own space. All three of them need me. And I'm just one person. But I'm definitely learning how to help them and also me. I had to take this last 2 weeks and just take it all in. And it was hard to hear my daughter's diagnosis. I guess I was going through the denial stage, even though I didn't know because I was the one who pushed the doctors. But hearing the breakdown and just having to go through the process again, like I said, she's in occupational therapy, and they also recommended play therapy to help with her anxiety and help her just smooth through the anxiety and just being able to put words in how she feels instead of just going into crying and just shutting down completely because she goes into crying, crying, crying. And I have tried um, a lot of things, and sometimes other people intervene and it just makes it worse. So I'm just learning to just let her cry through it and just, you know, try to calm her. But for me, it's been hard to distinguish. Well, it's not distinguish, it's just as a parent, you want your kids to be able to have respect and behave, and I implement that in all my children. You know, just because one has autistic and one has ADHD and he's very impulsive and he just talks and say things constantly. Same thing with Annalise. I'm just trying to teach them to be mindful and respectful, and this is not how we talk. And if you feel some type of way, just you have to filter it yourself first and then let it come out because sometimes we end up hurting other people's feelings and not meaning it. So I'm just trying to work with my kids right now, and I definitely am trying to teach them respect because it doesn't matter if they have any condition. At the end of the day, as a parent, I feel like my job is to show them to be respectful, um, to show them good from bad, and all that consists of parenting on top of, you know, just helping these beautiful kids grow up into respectful adults one day. And I know they have their own jobs, and I'm very hopeful that they be out there in the world and be my, one is going to be my scientist, one is going to be my architect, and Adelise is in kindergarten, but she says she wants to be a police officer. So we'll see. But I'm trying one day at a time. I want them to be the best they can be. So that's where I'm at as a parent. And my husband, who's been helping me the last 2 weeks, it's been very hard. It's been very hard, but I'm thankful that my husband's able to say, okay, I got the dishes, or I'll clean up, or I put them to bed, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And not sleeping at night took a very toll on me. Um, when did, I think, when did they cancel church? Tuesday. I went to sleep Tuesday, I think at 5 o'clock, and didn't wake up till Wednesday morning till I had to take them to school. But my husband took over, and I'm very grateful for that. And it's hard for him. My husband's been waking up at 4:30 to come home at 5, the latest 5:30. Earliest he's been home is 4:30. So between 4:30 5:30. So that's 10 hours, a little bit more, that he's at work all the time, and he ends up coming home sometimes and just telling me, "Babe, I got it." So it's not easy, but God gives me the strength every day to get up and do it again. Much prayers and coffee. Much prayers and coffee. But I'm thankful. I got over the whole diagnosis with Adelise finally. It took a while, but every parent copes their own way. And she's my princess, and she's all I ever wanted. I had my 2 boys first, and when I got pregnant with her, I was like, please let it be a girl. And, she's beautiful. And I'm very thankful for all three of my children. Very thankful. The boys, we call them the twins because they're 15 months apart. But I can't wait what's to come for them this year, because I'm going to have an 8th grader, a 5th grader, and a 1st grader. I don't have babies no more. But I definitely like to take everything in and learn from the occupational therapist, and just everything that I learned from Kingston too has been helping with Adelise at the end of the day. So God knows everything. God prepares us. He prepares us. It's just us sometimes, us humans. But I'm thankful, like I said, at the end of the day, of my 3 beautiful children who have made me the person I am today. Because I wouldn't be who I am today because of them. And I love them, and they're smart, and they're everything I ever hoped for in my beautiful children. They're loving, caring, smart kids. And I'm very thankful for that. So have a blessed day. And if you guys got any questions on the brushing or want to know what this is, let me know. I will not be posting the picture of doing this on her, because she's like completely undressed in her underwear. So I can't really do a video of me doing this on her. But she loves it so far. So I'm praying it stays that way. Brushing. Who knew? Have a great day.